Welcome, everyone, my beautiful empowered empaths. Today, on this last day of November, we're taking a minute to look at abundance. It's our final look at abundance for the year. We're going to go on to miracles for the month of December. But before we leave the month of November, let's really understand what abundance is and how your life can overflow with abundance. And when I'm talking about abundance, I'm saying an overflow of more of everything that is desired. Instead of, kind of living your life from a stop start position, sometimes you get things that feel good, other times not so great. Let's learn how to move into a place where life feels good most of the time. You're never going to live your life completely free of challenges because then life would have very little meaning or depth to it. But I want you to be able to live a life that feels good more than it feels challenging. So let's take a look at our questions for today, what we're going to cover. And so the first thing we always want to know is, what is overflowing abundance? So what is possible when we're speaking about abundance? And, when are you just living in that I hope so territory? And why would you want abundant overflow? After all, isn't it enough to just have enough? Why do we need to step into the overflowing abundance lane? Then, how can you achieve abundant overflow? When you create overflowing abundance in every aspect of your life, you're not just benefiting yourself. So how are you going to be able to create that? And lastly, always, and I think the most important thing that we're ever going to discover is, who are the energetic helpers that can help us step into this place of overflow and then stay there. So we're going to learn all of that in this next few minutes that I have with you before I have the absolute joy of going to work with people in my heart's desire spiritual community. So, what can you expect from an abundant state? I think sometimes we have a fear that it's not going to be what we had hoped for, or that we are not going to be able to stay in that state. And so we may be unconsciously pushing it away out of fear. So when you get into alignment, which is the place where you can live a life that feels good most of the time. Alignment means that you are in a place of flow, a place of non-resistance. You have connected with the divine through your heart center, and you are allowing yourself to move continuously toward your highest good. So when you get into alignment with what you desire, you are not speaking about what isn't desired. That's one way to know. Certainly the feeling of alignment is always one of joyous peacefulness. It is one of a sense of well-being. You will never feel any kind of trepidation or I hope so if you are truly in the aligned state. It's almost like this lovely humming. Just you're just driving along and you know that you are absolutely where you need to be at that particular moment. What you will not be doing is thinking about what you don't have, how long it's going to take you to get there, what you need to do in order to get there. Instead, from the aligned state, you are so busy operating in the state of fullness that you can operate from a place of certainty and trust. And absolutely everyone can get into alignment with the divine. It may require that you let go of some of those thoughts, feelings, and past situations that you may recall have to go. You might have to clear out any baggage that you're carrying. If you have placed between you and your relationship with the divine feelings of upset or limitation, those are going to have to go because they don't exist in the mind of the divine, and they will be preventing you from being in alignment. And they will be spurring these thoughts of how many others are going to get there first, or will I be good enough? These are things that are indicating to you you're not completely in alignment, and you are putting into the place where the aligned state is roadblocks. Take away the roadblocks, and you're going to be much more able to get in alignment, fill up, and then overflow with abundance. You want to allow everything that you're doing and thinking to bring you into vibrational harmony with what is wanted. If you are focusing on these other limitations or these other ways of being that are not for your highest good, you're going to begin attracting more situations that will catch your attention and show you, first of all, you're out of alignment, but you're going to keep attracting these things that are not wanted. Not out of punishment, but always to help guide you back onto the path. Anything you're in alignment with will manifest. So we've got to be very careful that you are in alignment with the divine and not with a negative thought or a limiting belief. So if you are in alignment with the divine, you are going to receive your highest good. And that's going to be different for every person according to your need, your want, and your journey. If you are in alignment with negativity, you may get a flat tire on the way to work when you have an important presentation. You may get something happening at a very important time in your life that might prevent you from being able to receive the blessing that you were hoping to receive. Because negativity acts as a self-saboteur. It gets between you and what is wanted and makes it almost impossible to receive the desired outcome, and instead it gives you the thing that you may have feared or the thing that you might be expecting. So if I have a history of not being able to get to the final goal, let's say I want to get a promotion at work and I need to give this presentation and have it be a success. If in my mind I am believing that I am not capable of doing this job or don't deserve this promotion, I may engage in self-sabotaging behavior, go a new route and get lost on the way to work, oversleep, forget to set the alarm, do something that will make it impossible for me to show up and do a really good job because I don't believe I'm worth it, and that belief is standing between me and the goal. So let's remember, you have to be in alignment with the highest good in order to receive it. But you will receive whatever you are in alignment with. So if you keep seeing things, and please don't get, oh, one time I had something bad happen. Take a look, check with your heart, see if yes, this is something that you need to really pay attention to. This is a pattern. But if it's just a random thing, just let it be a random thing. Don't get obsessed. Just look for patterns, and you should see a pattern of ever escalating good, not ever escalating bad. That's if you're in alignment. The abundant state is not what you desire. The abundant state is anything in excess. So let's make sure that we understand you can be abundant with negativity. You can also be in overflowing abundance with your highest good. It's completely your choice. Please be clear what you are lining up with your words, with your thoughts, with your actions. By remembering always to check in with your heart center and see how you are feeling about what you are saying, thinking, and doing. You want to be the most cohesive being that you can possibly be. And just remember that you can expect whatever it is you are in alignment with to continue coming to you until you change your point of attraction or alignment. So let's say, and for quite a long period in my life, I was completely aligned with negativity, limitation, beliefs that were not going to allow me to move forward. So my life demonstrated negativity, limitations, and very small growth, because that's what I was willing to be aligned with. So I was abundant, but I was abundant with something that I didn't want. So please be clear that you must be a sentry of your own mind and really get honed in on what is desired. And if you don't know, something that you can do and should do, I believe, at least I do it regularly, something that you can do is say, well, I want this or something better, whatever is for my highest good. Please understand that you can trust the divine. They are not out to trick you. They are not out to play a gotcha game. So decide something that you want and then say, this or something better, whatever is for my highest good. That way, you know you're not limiting yourself in any way. It's really important to remember how much you are loved and how much you can trust the divine. So now I want us to take a look at changing the expectation so that you are going to align with the desired energy. You must remember that the reason that this is so important, the reason I keep emphasizing this over and over and over again, is because you cannot successfully hold two divergent thoughts. You cannot be thinking to yourself, I'm a loser, and go out and win whatever it was that you were hoping to win. You're going to default to whatever is the strongest programming. So that's why it's so very important that you keep rehearsing what is desired and just let go of the ways that it may not have worked out in the past. If it didn't work out in the past, let it go. That's the past. Be here in this moment. Do the work that you need to do so that you are not responding from limitation, and really fill yourself up with all that is possible. I also want you to remember that the universe has no supply chain lacks. There is no deficiency in the universal supply. There is only our belief that there can be a supply chain interruption, or that there can be disruption, and then we get into alignment with that thought, and that's the only one that we are allowing ourselves to rehearse, and therefore that's the reality that we begin to receive. It's not that the universe is deliberately doing something against you, it's that you are lining up against the receiving. You're in line with take it away, and the universe is not going to do your thinking for you. You must get into the place where the flow is already happening and just relax. But if you are actively rehearsing stories about why it can't happen, you will not be able to stay in the lane of abundant flow. You will seek out opportunities to make yourself right, and that means you will find the place where the supply is not flowing freely for whatever reason, and we live in a free will universe. We can experience whatever we want. It doesn't have to be a universal truth, but it will be our experience. Those who chose to stay in the universal flow, that state of abundance, will continue to receive abundance. But if we have stepped over into the place where we're engaging with limiting thoughts and limiting beliefs, then in our reality, we will experience lack. I do want you to remember that it is supposed to be easy. You are a born creator. You know how to manifest, and you can manifest with ease. You are able to manifest merely through thought, because everything is energy, as are your thoughts. However, you must be in charge of those thoughts. You can't allow them to go running around wherever they want to unless you've already done the work of clearing and healing your heart, so that the place that they're going to go to is your highest good. Now, here's what you cannot do or expect. First of all, you cannot turn off universal abundance. Whether you believe that the universe is abundant or not, it is going to continue to be abundant. It is going to have more than enough of everything you or I or anyone else desires. You're never going to be able to get more through negativity. So we're talking now energies like envy, jealousy, anger, resentment. If you are constantly finding yourself stuck in that place, you must recognize that what you are doing is pushing away the good that has already been directed to you. The universal flow is directed to every living being. Everything on this planet that requires sustenance is being given the same care and attention in whatever supply is needed for their optimal well-being. But you, as a free will being, have the opportunity to say, no, I don't want that. And you do that through negativity and limiting beliefs. You also cannot stop someone else from receiving. If they're in alignment with what they desire, you cannot stop them. You can't control another person, and you can't cause any type of harm to another person unless they too are in alignment with that event. Now, this is a little bit tricky, and I don't have the time to go into it deeply. This is something that we examine within the My Heart's Desire community, where you are all welcome. But just briefly, you must understand that there is no one outside of yourself that can gain complete control over you without your permission. You must give permission. Where it gets a little sticky is that you can give subconscious permission. You don't even have to realize that you are saying yes. You are saying yes when you line up with any kind of limitation or negativity, or when you are stepping outside that central corridor that says this or something better, whatever is for my highest good. I also want you to remember that you must manifest from the point of origin. So let's say that you are trying to manifest more money. Money is not abundance. Money is one of the end products of abundance. You can be abundant in joy. You can be abundant in life, love, and peace. If you are abundant in that state, you are on the plane where the divine also is. You are at the place where manifestation begins. You're at the highest vibration possible, and therefore you will be easily able to attract all of the end products of abundance that you may desire. You can expect financial well-being. You can expect wonderful health. You can expect loving relationships if you keep yourself in the high vibration of love, joy, and peace. This is not romantic love. This is divine love, unconditional love, where you honor yourself and you honor others. Joy, where you are excited to be joyful and to share joy with others. Peace, where you are calm and centered, where you're able to trust the divine. You are not in a fear state or sharing fear-based products. Fear-based products would be conversations that might talk about conspiracies or, oh, what if something bad happens kinds of thoughts. If you're truly occupying the space of the divine, you would be able to say, whatever is happening is for the highest good of all concerned, so I'm going to relax in this space and trust that everything is working out. You would not be prejudiced against one person or another, or sharing stories of fear or lack, nor would you be experiencing tremendous health challenges unless that was in line with the journey that you have chosen this lifetime. I want you to remember how powerful you are. Everything is energy. Nothing is contained. Absolutely nothing is contained. That which looks solid is energy. Science has proven this over and over again. So as you become more filled with love, joy, and peace, that energy that you are now cultivating and partaking within your own self and in connection with the divine is going to overflow onto everyone around you. And that's going to bring to you even more to be excited and feel abundant about. Since it's all an attraction mechanism, the more energy of overflowing abundance that you are able to align with, the more that you will be able to overflow. And please don't feel any need to protect what is yours. You won't from that state of love, joy, and peace, but just know that there is more than enough for you, and there is more than enough for everyone that you are going to be involved with. There's always overflow. But let's also remember, there's always overflow, whether it's good or bad. So I'm speaking about the divine state, which is love, joy, and peace. But if I'm allowing myself to be angry, to be hateful, to be spiteful, that energy is also overflowing. It's just not pleasant to be around me if I'm in that particular state. Now, I also want you to remember something that is really important to me, and that is having more than enough isn't selfish. Having more than enough means you are so aligned with the good that you've allowed yourself to fill up, and that you are continuing to attract more good. And because you're already full, you know that that good that you are attracting is now going to be made available to others around you. And if you get really good at this, you will be influencing pretty soon your town, your city, your state, perhaps your whole country. And then if enough of us continue overflowing, we will be able to contribute love and goodness to the world. So don't worry that you're being selfish. You cannot contain this energy, and there's only so much that you require before it begins to overflow. You don't have to possess it or hold on to it, because it's a continuous stream. So you will begin experiencing more and more freedom. It's that take what you need mentality. And the group of individuals who did that best are the Native Americans. They lived an abundant life continuously. When they were hunting, they didn't mass hunt. They only took what they needed in order to sustain their people, whomever was in their tribe with them. And then they proceeded to use all of the material. They didn't throw some of it away. They used everything. They considered everything to be valuable. And because they were very honoring in their practice, they lived a life of abundant overflow. So if you're going to model yourself after a group of people, the Native Americans, when they were living in their original state, is the perfect group to model abundant overflow. Now let's take a look at how you can achieve effortless overflow. First of all, I want you to find the feel good place. That's the most important thing you're going to do. Feeling good, feeling connected with the divine through the heart will lead you unerringly in the direction that you want to go. So look for the things that feel good in your work, in your business, in your activities, the people around you, in the foods that eat, in the schedule that you keep, and even in the animals that are you or the plants as well that you are surrounding yourself with. There isn't enough emphasis that I can put on the value of doing those things which bring you joy, make you feel good, and will help you stay in an uplifted, high vibrational state. Now, the next thing you need to do is spend time with those feel-good things. So you don't want to just be a collector. You want to actually interact with things that feel good. Recognize that you're never stuck. You can always change your mind. You can always upgrade. There's no prize for suffering. The divine do not want you to suffer. They want you to live, and they want you to live abundantly. But it's up to you to say yes to that type of living. You can also say yes to poverty and experience that. You are a free will being, and that can cause some confusion because you may not be aware of the choices that you are making. That's why it's so important to get into the heart and do the work to clear out. Everything is possible. Not everything is wanted, but everything is possible. Now I'm going to have to finish up here. Again, as I said, I am delighted and honored to be able to spend time with the wonderful beings in my Heart's Desire community. It's a spiritual community of wonderful, fabulous, giving individuals, and one of our coaching sessions is going to start shortly. So let me just share with you a little bit more. You also have to have clarity. This is for ease of manifesting. Clarity about who you are and what you want. Clarity, when you know where you're going, it's going to encourage you to be aligned with what is desired. Now, I did say earlier, you can say this or something better, but it's good for you to pick something because it gives your mind a focal point. Try not to leave it completely open, but have something that feels good to you. Everything is vibration. So the more that you are allowing yourself to fill up on feel good things, the more you are placing yourself in alignment with what is desired. Everything is energy. There are no hard ending points or beginning points on anything. So you must flow just like the energy that you are. If you are finding yourself feeling as though you're stuck or rigid, examine what beliefs, what past trauma, what it is that you need to release so that you can begin flowing again. And practice certainty. Go all in. Changing your mind causes you to U-turn. If you say, okay, I'm going to go for my highest good, and then you start turning around and saying, well, I don't know if the divine wants me to have that. I don't know if I'm worth it. I don't know, until you were going this way, you've completely turned yourself around, and maybe you can go in a spiral, but probably you'll just start going downhill. Go in with certainty. Know that you are loved. Know that you are safe. Know that the divine believe in you and want you to have the desires of your heart, and stay in that lane. You also must be consistent. You can't think positive thoughts one minute and a whole bunch of negative thoughts the next minute and believe that you're going to really make any progress. And remember to allow overflow. You don't need to be a hoarder. You can allow your energy of love and kindness to flow over onto everyone. You're not going to run out as long as you stay connected. If you don't stay connected, you're going to burn out really quickly no matter what you do, whether you hoard the energy or you start flowing it to everyone around you. You're still going to burn out. The only way to stay in a state that feels good continuously is by being in alignment with the divine and allowing their blessing to flow through you consistently and continuously. The more you align, the easier to consistently attract what you desire. The more that you practice abundance, the more that you see yourself as an abundant being by going out and looking at all of the abundance that surrounds you and putting your focus only on what you do have and not on what you don't have, the easier that it's going to be for you to keep that alignment really steady. Your generous spirit of overflow is a beautiful blessing. But just like energy cannot be contained, blessings cannot be contained. As you allow yourself to overflow onto others, you are the first recipient of that blessing energy, and you will bring blessings into your life. Now, before I go, we have two helpers that are absolutely wonderful at helping you keep good thoughts, keep your energy focused, and be in that place of abundant overflow. The first one is Lakshmi. She is golden yellow, and she is the moon goddess, and she will help you create abundance in all areas of your life. She is associated with increase and prosperity and more than enough. Now, when you call on Lakshmi, just open your heart. She is one of the divine beings in the energetic realm, and she will come with a feeling of just such joy, such merriment, such desire to make you feel good. No need to fear, no need to get into a place of, I don't know. Just open your heart and allow yourself to receive. The other energy that brings beautiful abundance is Archangel Jophiel. Archangel Jophiel is also on the yellow ray, and she is the angel of joy. Her name actually means the beauty of God. So she's going to help you see things more beautifully. Perhaps when you're out walking, you'll see all the flowers. You'll see the wonderful wealth that surrounds you in the natural kingdom and just in the world in general. She'll also help you create and hold on to more beautiful thoughts. So if you're finding yourself feeling negative or feeling as though you're going in the negative direction, call on Archangel Jophiel. When she comes into your energetic space, as she's doing now with me, it is a feeling of overwhelming joy and lightheartedness. So that's Lakshmi and Archangel Jophiel, who will help you stay in an abundant space and be filled with joy. That's all I have for today. Next month, we're going to start looking at miracles. So until next time, this is Dr. Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, sending you so much love and joy. Thanks so much, everyone.